Hello everyone and welcome back to the world of I'm Lorn. I will be your host and guide through these mysterious and savage lands. We are starting right back where we left off in the last video with Lorn's Anemideron Part 2. So as you can see, we're, like I said, just right back where we were. We're going to be continuing the game. I'm going to kind of just go right into it this time. If you want these sort of introduction to this video, you can go ahead and check out the previous video, the first Lorn's Anemideron gameplay video. And now we'll just give you a little bit of an intro into kind of the series of videos, what's going on, and I'll probably be making another video in the near future here to kind of just introduce folks to the channel and just kind of get them an idea of what's going on. But for now, we're going to just jump right back into the gameplay. Like I said, these are not tutorial videos. We'll be making some tutorial videos in the future, but for now, we're just going to get through the content in this game, show you what I've got here, introduce you a little bit further to the world, and see what we've got going on. So when we left off, we had 1,050 gold to our name, and if you want to follow along with us and be where we are, like I said, go ahead and check out the last video. Go ahead and check out the link in the descriptions to play my game, and you'll be able to get caught right up. So where we left off, we had 1,050 gold, and we were looking for the Blizzard spell, which is actually right above us. It's here, Midsummer Manor. So that's where it is. I actually don't remember if the dialogue is accurate there because it used to have a different name. I'll have to go and double check on the dialogue. But if you try and get in there now, if you've got an invitation, there's a big party happening at the mansion. I heard even Queen Guinevere is supposed to attend. Yeah, the mansion is off limits to peasants. Yes, that's all they say. You can't come here without an invitation. Yeah, so they have a couple of things to say there, but basically, like I said, there's just a huge mansion here, and we've got to make our way in. We've got to get in, we've got to get an invitation. So there's actually two ways to do this. If you're listening to what Tagmac told you back at the Druids, then what you would do is you would go into Old Town. Okay. And I think Tagmac gives you something that you can give to these folks to trigger this. So if you just try and do this from the beginning, it won't work. But this is basically the Thieves Guild. And so what he tells you is that if you want to get in, the Thieves Guild basically knows a way. So this is Robin, the Guildmaster of the Thieves Guild. Of course, that's Robin Hood. We're referencing a lot of characters from kind of the Arthurian age here. And you say, what can I do for you? You need to get into the giant mansion. I heard you could help. Yes, but why should we help you? I have something for you from the Druids. This is Urseed. How did you... Never mind, take this invitation. So you get the invitation. The other way to do it is we do have enough gold to buy this house. That's not what we're going to spend it on, but we could, in theory, if we wanted to. And it's kind of a cool house. There's some decorations and stuff in it. It has its own little warp point. But folks who own property up here in Carleon Court are actually automatically invited to the party. So if you wanted to buy the house, you would just talk to the butler here. This house is for sale, only 750 gold. Would you like to buy it? We're going to say no, we want to spend our gold on something else, but we could, and then what happens is because you own property here, you're actually automatically invited to the party. So once you enter the house, the butler will be in there and he will give you your invitation to the party. Also, this house has another bed that you can use for restoring health, similar to the one in your cottage. So some pretty cool stuff there. The neighbor's dialogue also changes. So been hoping someone would move in next door, but nobody around here can afford the house. I can't believe they expect 750 gold for it. Don't get me wrong, it's a nice house, but I don't know what that guy's talking about. I think it's a perfectly fair price for the house. You know, she says, shame, miss my neighbors across the way. Once you buy the house, they'll refer to you as their neighbor, and they'll talk to you like that. I try to have as much of that as I can, kind of immersive dialogue that changes as we go. The next thing to spend your gold on is you could go to the Nagiana jungle. Hey there, kid, I've got passage to the Nagiana jungle if you'd like to tag along. Fee is 1,000 gold. Interested? We do have that much gold, but we're not interested right now. There's nothing really actually to do quite yet in town. There's some NPCs to talk to. There will be more quests and stuff as we move forward. As you can see, there's a very modern-looking building. That's actually Merlin's Wizard Tower. Merlin was known as a character who could kind of see the future, or that is to say lived backwards. So he just sort of perceived the future in a different way. So he has some futuristic technology such as that glass and concrete and things like that. Now, the main reasons to go kind of other directions on our quest, we'll explore the cathedral here, and I'll show you what I'm talking about. So in the cathedral, there's a couple of things. So there's a sword and a shield behind each of these NPCs. You seek Arcaliber. Okay, basically he tells you if you want to wield Arcaliber, you've got to find the sunlight sigil from the Temple of the Sun in the depths of the Nagayana jungle. And she tells you that if you want to wield Aegis, you've got to find the Moonlight Medallion from the Temple of the Moon in the Desert of Anak. Okay, so those are both places that we'll explore either this video or later videos. I don't know how far we'll get. Oh, and I forgot to mention a funny thing about the last video, the Elder Glade, where the snakes respawn. I actually died there the first time I was trying to make this video, so I had to kind of restart. But what we're going to spend our gold on for now is the armor. So we can buy armor, purchase which armor. So we get the leather jerkin, the iron chainmail, or the silks of stardust. So actually, selecting here doesn't buy the armor for you. It lets you see some more information. Offers moderate protection, max HP plus 25. Would you like to purchase? No. So what we want is the Silks of Stardust, or are the Silks of Stardust, rather. So 800 gold, we have it. Worn by the Angels, offers divine protection. Max HP plus 200, would you like to purchase? You'll notice our HP bar change a little bit when we buy it. Yeah, so because we're only missing the same amount of HP, it actually just gives us quite a bit. But we'll find that enemies do hardly any damage to us now. Really great stuff. So because we collected all this gold, our payoff is that now we're super tanky. But with our invitation, let's go ahead and continue the quest. We'll probably just finish the main quest today. I don't know if we'll even really get to the desert or the jungle, but there is a whole desert region and a whole jungle region with some stuff to do. Oh my, is that an invitation? Go right in. So once again here, when we enter the party, there's actually some pretty interesting dialogue, but we're not gonna talk to all of these folks. Welcome. Please make yourself comfortable. Dinner will be served shortly. In the meantime, enjoy the refreshments and mingle at your leisure. So the butler invites you in. This is actually Lancelot and Guinevere here. Very interesting dialogue. My queen, you are so beautiful. What a fool the king is for leaving you alone all the time and spending his days with that miserable old Merlin. Quiet, Lancelot. People might get the wrong idea. Well, they might get the right idea, actually. Figure out exactly what's going on. But we need, as Tagmac told us, we need to go to the library or to the bookshelf here. Are you just here to kiss up to the queen, too? Okay, lady. There are so many books. Read which book. So we can read some different books. We have the Golden Age of Camelot. After defending Onwin from the invaders, King Artorius founded his capital city of Camelot and a holy order of justice known as the Knights of the Round Table. With the guidance of the wise sage Merlin, Camelot and the kingdom of Onwin prospered. Okay. So we can read a couple of these books. We have Golden Age of Camelot, Line of Success, and A History of Ice Magic is what we're looking for, because the quest actually sent us on, we were sent on a quest to find the Blizzard spells. So, I see. You learned the Blizzard spell. So, History of Ice Magic teaches you the Blizzard spell, and with that, we can return to Tagmac and get the final part of our quest. Alrighty, off we go. And backtrackerino. So what's occurring to me now as I'm backtracking here, then I want to put some warp points kind of in between. It'd be really nice to be able to warp kind of from here or something back home. And you actually could if you bought the house. So if you did buy the house, there's a warp point there, or there's an arcane sigil in there that you can use to warp back and forth. And also, the Carleon Court warp point actually opens when you do buy the house. So if you did want to warp back and forth between here and the cottage, buying the house may actually be in your best interest. If you don't find that you're dying all the time, the way I am, I was just getting beat up, then purchasing the house may be more in your benefit, or just taking passage to the jungle. But for now, we're just going to continue the main quest. So a little bit of backtracking here, and that's okay. I like exploring. It's a cool little world. Having a good time. All right, so back to the Druids, and what we're going to find there is we're going to find that Tagmac is going to send us on the final part of our quest to the graveyard. He's going to send us back to the village. Is the final quest of the demo, he says. So yeah, so this is kind of, that's not really true anymore, but it was true when I first wrote this dialogue. So speaking to Nimi in the graveyard requires performing a certain ritual. Apparently there's a clue in the Hedgeman Gardens in Tintigo. Hopefully you can figure it out. So we're going to be trying to figure out basically the puzzle, our next puzzle, so to speak. There's also not a warp point in or to Tintigo. I should probably make that as well. So I really only have warp points to some of the really kind of distant areas. And that's kind of causing a lot of backtracking here. So we'll edit that later. I'll show you guys how to make, well, I'll show you guys how the magic system that I created and how to make warp points under that magic system. Alrighty, so we're heading off to Tintigo. And what he'd said was that the clue to kind of unlocking Nimi Nimi's the spirit that will take you to the land of the dead, the spirit world, where we're going, where we'll finish our first quest. But was here in the garden, and so she kind of tells you about it. Actually, says, "Would you like to?" She says, "Townfolk don't enjoy it." You say, "Well, I certainly enjoy it." "Me too. Would you like to walk the flowers with me?" "I'd love to." So she walks around. "I like these little tufts of grass that have grown next to these bushes. Very interesting, she should mention that. This one has one," she's pointing at this one here, "has one tuft of grass, and this one has two. This one has two tufts of grass. So, and see, this one has three. I wonder what they mean, I'm not sure." So what you'll find is the graveyard is actually kind of a mirror image of this garden here. So if we go in the order here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so if we remember that order, when we head over to the graveyard, this will be the solution to our puzzle. Okay, so we're gonna go back to the graveyard here. Alrighty, so remember it was 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And other than the magic system, I would say this is probably the little aspect that I am probably the most proud of, you might say. So I'll be doing a tutorial on how to make something like this, a sort of a order switch puzzle in the future. But if we do it in the wrong order, and we just kind of do all of them, nothing will happen, or nothing should happen. Okay, so yeah, nothing happens. There's all sorts of orders you could do it in, but essentially what you've got to do is follow the order. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And Nimi appears. Okay, so if you do it in the right order, there's Nimi. "Wow, are you a spirit? I didn't realize you were real. I'm a disembodied soul, you dolt." So anyway, you can answer her questions as you want. But either way, she'll let you go to the spirit world. So, oh, so it's actually not taking me to the spirit world. That's unfortunate. So unfortunately, I may do a little bit of editing in this video. Okay, so this was only going to be gameplay stuff, but it seems that Nimi is broken. So this will be a good time. We're going to do some tutorial. Let's figure out why Nimi doesn't take you to the spirit world. Yeah, so it's just not in here. Interesting, interesting. So what we're going to do here is we're going to introduce the concept of tokens. And we're just going to say hero receives token warp with Nimi. And what we're going to see here is if hero lacks token warp, well, we're going to say all of this happens if you lack the token. If hero lacks token warp Nimi, and then we're going to have to put some additional spaces here. And then 1, 2, 3, 4. Else, she's going to say, that is to say, NPC 1271 will say, or rather gives choices for, you like to warp to the spirit world. And then, have in case yes, in case no. All right, so in case no, nothing will happen, that's fine. In case yes, receives. In case yes, we're going to want to warp to the spirit world. So hero teleports to door. Where is it? It's got a lot of areas. Spirit world. Door 171 sounds good. Okie dokie. So that should work. Okay, so let's see what happens when we talk to her now. Okay, so still something is not working here. Alrighty, sorry guys, I don't know what's happening. Oh, W here. There we go. Okay, so now, would you like to warp to the spirit world? Yes, we would. Alright, here we are. So first she says, would you like to go back to the land of the living? You can say, no, thank you. Turn down the volume there. So as you can see, there's a lot of flames here trying to hurt us, but what we're going to do right away is cast the blizzard spell. And boom, we can take down all the flames. Now you can do this quest, of course, without doing that. There's no big deal, but those flames have like 450 health, so unless you've done some other side quests to boost your sword, which is possible, you're going to have a really hard time getting through there without the blizzard spell. So it's intended for you to get the blizzard spell, clear them out. You found Ophelia's bones. So what you're trying to do here is, Orpheus, my dear Ophelia, is that you? So Orpheus is another one similar to Merlin who, instead of performing his destiny and writing the first page of the Anemideron, he chose to follow his loved one Ophelia into the underworld. And when you show him her bones, it kind of snaps him back to reality, and he writes the Anemideron for you. And that's how you finish the main quest. So now we're going to go back and we're going to do some of the kind of Okay, so she puts you in a weird spot. That's okay, because we're going to end the video right now anyway. So what happens here is we've essentially finished the main quest. Next time we're going to do some of the post-game. We're going to try and unlock the swords Arcalibur and Aegis. We're going to explore the desert and the jungle, maybe both, potentially, probably just one or the other. They're both pretty extensive areas. And that's all for today. Thank you so much for joining. Thank you so much for being here for the World of and don't forget to like and subscribe in the button down below. Alrighty, thank you so much. Alrighty, Lorn out. Bye.